Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Successful Hairstylist podcast. This week, we are diving into ads. Some of you may not know this, but I actually ran ads behind the scenes for 4 years for salons, independent stylists, cosmetology schools, and big industry influencers. So I have definitely learned a lot about the process from doing it myself. So I'm going to reveal the three biggest lessons I learned running ads for independent stylists out there so that you can run better ads regardless of your budget. Also, be sure you stay until the end because I'm sharing a bonus tip on the two must have audiences that you need in your ads manager in order to have successful ads. So make sure you stay till the end to catch that. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Ren and I have an emotional support heating pad because my house is always freezing. It is like on principle. My husband has to keep our house at 69 degrees. What is up with boys? All right, so like I mentioned before I was an educator empowering stylists with all of this knowledge and information, I was actually working behind the scenes, running their social media accounts, their ads, building their websites, all of that good stuff. Everything we talk about today is coming from that experience and kind of that background. So whether you want to run ads for yourself or you're looking at finding people who can run ads for you, this is really going to help you not get taken advantage of and also really get the bang for your buck that you invest in this. I don't take it lightly that running ads is scary. And really, it can feel like you're flushing money just right down the toilet. It's super frustrating. So, these tips are going to set you up for success. So, there are lots of different places that you can run ads from Google to LinkedIn to social media and even like your neighborhood magazines that are out there. But for this training, I'm specifically talking about social media, and here's why. Social media has completely leveled the playing field for independent hairstylists. Before it was used so much, larger salons had the 100% competitive advantage. Not only did they have a website with years and years of SEO, they also had 6 to 10 times the reviews just because of the sheer volume of clients they're seeing every month. They have the ad spend, and they also have a team that can really help them in all of these different areas. Now, with social media, independent hairstylists are super competitive and can get the same visibility as larger salons. In 2025, Instagram has 171 million monthly users inside the US. Instagram is also part of the top 3 platforms, with Facebook and YouTube being number 1 and number 2. Instagram is number 3. And then I thought this would surprise some of you. TikTok actually has half the user base that Facebook does. Kind of interesting. It surprised me. The average time spent on Instagram is 33 minutes. So, all of this info tells me that Instagram continues to be a super relevant place for users on a daily basis. And when we run ads through Meta, which is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, we are able to have it run to both platforms or pick and choose where exactly we want people to see it. Let's get into my 3 biggest lessons I learned running ads. Lesson number 1 is don't start from scratch. One of the biggest mistakes that I see independent stylists making when it comes to running ads is that they are trying to come up with an ad campaign. They are going through their camera roll, picking random photos, trying to come up with a caption, maybe looking around and doing some research online or watching YouTube videos, when really they have a complete database of information right at their fingertips, which is their own profile. The best way to set your ad up for success is to use content that has already proven to do well with your target audience. The best way to do this is to go through your Instagram page for the past few months, however much time you have, the further you can go, and find those top performing posts. In Meta Business Manager, it makes it really easy in this Insights tab to look through this and find those posts, but find those posts and then pick your favorite. By looking at those, you are already going to know what your audience likes, what they want to see more of, what they relate to. You are setting yourself up for success. I would pay attention to the visuals, the caption, and the comments, and then this is going to become the foundation for your ad campaign. Lesson number 2 is that being yourself wins. Now, I know this sounds extremely cheesy, but what I see out there a lot of times is that hairstylists default super professional. And I've talked about this before, but I understand why. We want to be taken seriously. We want to be respected. We deserve to be respected. And so we kind of show up in this almost robotic type way. And instead, I want you guys to realize that this doesn't come off authentic. So, here you are, you're putting all this effort into coming across in this professional, perfect way. And people can actually see through it and see that you might just be saying things to get them in. Is that really what you're like? In this day and age, people can spot it from a mile away. So instead, what I want you to do is just embrace your personality. The other benefit of doing this is that you're going to attract clients who really like working with you. Whenever hairstylists end up signing up for my courses and my programs, usually it's because they like my personality, they like my mindset, my approach to problem solving. And the only reason they know any of that is because I take the time to talk a lot on camera and let you guys get to know me. I'm not afraid to show up as myself. An example of how to do this in your ad would be in your caption, talk like you would to your best friend. If that's using a lot of emojis, use emojis. If that's using slang words, use slang words. An example of something that you could post would as your headline, and you can change these words out to fit your branding and your personality. But an example would be looking for a friendly hairstylist to create customized looks that fit your lifestyle and budget. Hi, it's me. Okay, so that would be an example. But here you would fill this in for looking for a blank hairstylist. Maybe that's bold. Maybe that's hilarious. Maybe that's edgy, whatever that is for you, to create blank looks. What are you specializing in? What clients are you wanting to attract here? And then that fit your fill in the blank. So I included lifestyle and budget just because I think that's a common concern that a lot of people have, right? They want to have a great hairstylist and a great salon experience, but they get worried that they're going to have a hairstylist that wants to stretch them way out of their budget and their lifestyle, get them hooked on something they can't maintain. So that's why I would say that. But maybe here, it's that fits your personality, that makes you the main character in your life. Have fun with this, but inject yourself into your content. And I just want to end this huge myth right now. You don't need to hide the quirky, weird, strange, hilarious, fun parts of your personality in order to be successful. It's actually what makes you special and stand out. And it's a vital part of your brand and the experience you're creating. So show who you are. Don't be afraid. And then lastly, tip number 3 is that small variations win. This is really a secret that the pros use all the time that's rarely talked about on the DIY level. But variations, small variations, tweaking a word or tweaking a different background on an image can make the difference between getting no clicks and no interest in your ad and getting thousands and thousands of clicks and interest in your ad. It is wild how little tiny things impact and get such different results. So my biggest recommendation for you is to set your budget at the campaign level. So when you're setting up your ad, which there are tons of YouTube videos to do, so I'm not going to bore you walking through all of that. You can find that, it's out there. There are many different places where you can set your ad budget, but the best place to set it is at the campaign level. When you do this, you can go into your ad sets and actually create 3 or 4 different ads with slight variation. So maybe on one of them, you change the headline. Maybe on the other one, you change the images. Maybe on the next one, you change the length of the hair that's being featured. And as the campaign is running, because the ad budget is set up at the campaign level, Meta is automatically going to be testing those ad variances and putting your budget into the ones that perform the best. Then you can go back in and just simply turn off the ones that are not performing well. So, letting yourself have variations and do some experiments is really going to help you tweak and make sure your ads are performing well. And I know that all of that probably sounds really complicated, but it's something that could take you 10 minutes to set up and set you up for much better ad campaigns. It is worth the extra time. All right, now it is time for my bonus tip here, which is all about audiences. So, did you know that inside of Ads Manager, you can actually create customized audiences to run your ads to? It's amazing. And here are the two must have audiences that you need to create before you start running ads. Okay, so the first audience you need to create inside of your ads manager, again, there are tons of YouTube videos walking you through creating an audience on YouTube. I'm not here to rehash things you can already Google. I'm here to help you have new and different ideas to implement that are easy and will make a difference. Okay, so the first audience is going to be created based on your current client list. And I really hope that this gets you excited about running ads and kind of starts to blow your mind that this is even possible. So, what you're going to do is you are going to export your client list. So, this would be name, phone number, and email if you have that information. But whatever info you have is going to work well. Just go ahead and export it. So when you go to create an audience, you are going to upload this list. And then from this list, you are now going to create a lookalike audience. Now, when you go to select a lookalike audience, there are going to be some settings in there. And the most important thing that I want you to know is you are going to create 3 lookalike audiences. Okay, so the first lookalike audience is going to be a 1% lookalike audience. What this means is that this is going to be as close and similar to your current client list as possible. And just so you guys know, I know many of you are probably thinking it, a lookalike audience means it won't run to your contact list. It's going to run to a lookalike audience of your contact list. So it isn't going to be showing to those clients. You are going to create a 1% lookalike audience, save that, then go back in and create a 3% lookalike audience. So a little further away from exactly like your contact list, and then go back in again and make a 5%. So the 5% again is going to be the furthest away from your contact list, but I've been shocked at which percentages perform better over and over again. So it's just great to have these different audiences inside of the ad sets that you're creating. Again, we're setting our budget at the campaign level. So in our ad sets, we can have the same ad run to 3 different audiences, find the best audience, and then go with that audience. Okay. And again, it's going to probably surprise you what ends up working super well. Now, the benefit of creating a lookalike audience versus just saying, run my ad to every woman between this age range in my city is that you are actually finding people with a higher likelihood of being a buyer. So you are upping the probability that your ads are really going to work and be effective. The second audience that you can create and use and test is going to be, again, I think this will surprise you guys. This is going to be everyone who has clicked on your profile and looked at your profile in the past year. This means that when you go to someone's Instagram to check them out, whether you follow them or engage with any of their content, you could now be retargeted in an ad campaign. You will be able to walk through the settings of creating an audience based on your Instagram and then people who have visited your profile. You're also going to see people who have engaged with your profile in there as well. I still like the visited one better because I think that just as people, it's what we do. We see a pretty hair photo, we go look at at the profile, then we get back to what we were doing. Doesn't mean we're not interested. It just means we weren't ready to make that decision yet. So that's what I would recommend. Now, inside of your ads campaign, and when you go to boost posts now, if you ever want to boost a post, you are going to have these audiences that you can select to run your ads to. Again, we are trying to work smarter, not harder, and set ourselves up for success by not only picking content that we know is already going to do really well and running it to audiences that have already shown some kind of relatability to our business. This is such a game changer. To write even better ads and posts in general, check out this episode, Sales Secret for Hairstylists. It is going to break it down how to make it so easy for your clients to say yes to you. It is episode 160, so hit right here or hit the link in the show notes.